Yeah, just play the music on KHTS 1220 AM. Heard all over the country, from Seattle to New York, from Montana to Dallas. I was going to say Menlo Park to...
Menlo Park?
From Menlo Park.
Hey, how you like our new opening?
A little louder, I like it.
Yeah.
That's Jim Piccirillo. I'm the coach, Coach Ron Tuning. Too big of a show today. If you're driving, you may just want to pull over to the side of the road. This is maybe going to be one of our best shows we've ever done, Jimmy boy.
Awesome. Can't wait.
Can't wait for the first half. Can't wait for the second half.
Two good halves coming up.
Two good halves. Now, you and I are probably not going to make the NFL Hall of Fame, the Basketball Hall of Fame, the baseball, any Hall of Fame.
What?
Except maybe the Parenting Hall of Fame. I know that you are a loving father. I know both of your kids. You've done one heck of a job. You know, I don't have a lot of regrets in my life. One of the regrets I don't have is fathering, like I know you don't have either. I put a tremendous amount of work in my fathering. I used to go out in the garage. Now I'm a little bit older than you. And I used to get this book on how to father. So, you know, I had...
So you had a book back then?
Well, I did. I had a book, but I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
And I would refer to the book. I wish this book that we're going to talk about today, The Inspirational Parent, the author is Alex Urbina, who happens to be a very dear friend of mine, also a friend of my wife. I wish I had this book, because just like chapter 4 in this book, patience, man, oh man, I didn't have a lot of patience. I'd have to go out in the garage, read the book, and then bite my lip.
Yeah, right.
How about you?
You know, I didn't rely on books too much, just instinct, you know, just tried to do a little better than...
Well, you don't read.
My parents
See, I'm a
did,
reader.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you read this book?
I would read this book.
For you? All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without any further ado, he's a dear friend. He also has a show on KHTS every Friday at noon with his beautiful daughter. First of all, welcome. It's Tuesday. Every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, we have our beautiful show here with Jim Piccirillo and the coach. We call it The Business of Life. The show's about nothing. We don't accomplish anything. We're just like Congress, Jim. We don't accomplish anything.
Two guys just sitting on a porch, front porch. You know?
Talking. But today, it's very meaningful that we get into this book. It's called Inspirational Parent, The Magical Ingredients for Effective Parenting. Alex Urbina, welcome. But why did you write the book?
First of all, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I wrote the book because for over 20 plus years, I've been facilitating transformational trainings for teenagers and parents and families all across the world. And I wrote the book because I want to make a bigger difference. You know, it's like the classic therapist that does one-on-one work, and then you got the trainers, workshop facilitators that do, you know, group work. But I want to be able to reach the masses in a bigger capacity. And I've always wanted to write a book for the last 20 years, but I didn't want to write it just to write it. I wanted it to write itself. And what I mean by that is I wanted like my spirit to get clear about what I wanted to write about and have an intention and have a purpose to really help heal families. And so it just felt right the last couple of years, and I embarked on it, made a commitment, and invited a few of my mentors and some of my colleagues in the transformational personal development world to contribute, and this is it, The Inspirational Parent, book for conscious parenting.
Well, first of all, it's a beautiful book. I love the logo, Jimmy. Do you see the butterfly?
Very nice.
I mean, isn't it nice?
Hey, you got to have a good logo on the book, you know?
Got to have a good logo. The book is called The Inspirational
Let me ask you a question.
Parent.
Is that a good logo for guys?
That's a good logo for anybody. I love butterflies myself.
Okay.
When our kids were young, we'd go up to Monterey, and do you remember the monarch butterflies used to come? Okay. So butterflies are very positive. I don't think there's anybody in the world that doesn't love a butterfly. And this book will be loved by parents. And if you don't have kids yet, this is when you buy the book, I think. Let's talk about some of the chapters. Be do. What do you mean be do?
Be do have is a universal principle that implies if you focus more on who you're being rather than what you do in your life, you're really going to create some extraordinary results for yourself. And that's because in life we're constantly in relationships, and you can have a lot of information in your head, but if you don't know how to connect with people, if you don't know how to be loving or vulnerable or intimate or inviting or playful, if you don't know how to master those abilities within yourself, people aren't going to listen. People aren't going to follow you. People aren't going to connect with you. So there are some inner qualities about us as human beings within our spirit that if we tap into those ways of being, we become more effective in relationships.
How do you become more effective as a parent? What is the inspirational parent?
The inspirational parent is a conscious parent. Conscious parenting is not about being perfect. Conscious parenting is about being aware and realizing that you get to keep reinventing yourself such that you become the parent that your son or daughter needs. For example, if you have 2 or 3 kids, not every one of those kids needs the same thing from you. Each child has their own characteristics. They have their own personality styles.
Very
so
true.
you have to figure out how to reinvent yourself and alter your parenting and be a certain way such that your son or daughter hears that you love them, that you care for them. A lot of times I'll have parents that'll be frustrated because they'll go, Alex, I got 3 kids. I love them the same all across the board. But little Johnny feels like I don't love him like I do the rest of them. So a lot of times the coaching is about the mom or dad getting clear that little Johnny needs for you to figure out how to love him the way that he needs to be loved. And I know it's kind of challenging for parents to say, you know, why do I have to do that? Why can't he see it the way the other 2 kids see it? And it's just the way it is. We all perceive the world in a certain way, and you know, either you hide behind why can't he see it, or you figure out how to reinvent yourself in such a way that he actually experiences that you do love and care for him.
The book is called Inspirational Parent. The author is sitting right next to me, Alex Urbina. And you know Alex. Come on. You've been listening to the show for years, every Friday at noon with his gorgeous daughter, Jasmine, who happens to be smart. The book can help anybody because I noticed there's a chapter in there about patience. And it seems to me right now that this is what we're all lacking, but parents, especially with teenagers, my goodness, come on, Alex, talk about patience.
Patience is a practice. It's not just a word. It's a constant, everyday, conscious choice to not necessarily need something when you want it on your timeline. Patience is understanding the distinction that the universe has its own timeline, and it's going to unfold and reveal your results when it's time to reveal them. And it doesn't matter how bad you want something to be such, it's not going to happen when you want it. It's a form of realizing I have no control over anything outside of myself. I can't control my circumstances. I can affect them. I can be effective in them. I can influence them or empower them or inspire my results, but I can't force my results. I can't make them be the way I want them when I want them. So it's more of a when you understand that distinction, you surrender a little bit more. You go with the flow. You're a little bit more at peace. You can still be creative and still be powerful and still create your result, but you're going to do it with a little bit more ease and a little bit more passion.
I want to get into this subject of responsibility because Jim and I sometimes we kind of knock the millennials because we don't think they're accountable or responsible. I don't know how true that is. Maybe we
I don't either. I mean, I think
we generalize sometimes.
That's an
too
easy
much.
generalization.
Sammy's with us in the studio. He's a millennial. He's a very responsible young man. Very responsible. Talk about responsibility. The book is called The Inspirational Parent, The Magical Ingredients for Effective Parenting. I love the magical ingredients because parenting today has to be more challenging than ever, yes or no?
Absolutely. I believe so. Only because I'm looking at a generation that has everything at their fingertips. They have information and they're sharp and they're getting smarter, and I think they can outwit us. And so as parents, our game's got to be on. We really got to kind of figure out how to get ahead of the curveball, so to speak, so that we got a handle on things. But when it comes to responsibility is about deciding that you play a part in everything. For example, if you and me are in a relationship and we have a disagreement or an argument, I can choose to be the victim in it and blame you for whatever the outcome is. Or I can choose to take a part of that and look at the part that I played and own up to that and take responsibility, because I realize that in a relationship there's co-partnership in it. So responsibility is more about owning up. Hey, I want to apologize because I played a part in it. Or rather than blaming you for things, I can look at it from the perspective of, you know what, I allowed what you said to hurt my feelings. It's a more powerful come from to take responsibility, because that means you can actually change the result. When you're choosing to see life from the victim perspective and you're blaming someone else, that renders you powerless because you can't change it, because you're putting the power in the other person's plate.
Wow. I'm not going to
Some
give
deep
any more of the
stuff, yeah.
book. You're going to have
Yeah,
to go out and purchase it. You can purchase it on Amazon today. It's Tuesday, August the 7th. The show is called The Business Life. The book is called The Inspirational Parent. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I think Ellen, my wife, bought 10 of them. She's going to give them away as gifts. So this is a great gift.
Well, we're doing an Amazon book launch. It's to hit the #1 bestseller. It's sell 1,000 books in 24 hours, and we're already at number 4, climbing up the charts. And that's because people like you and Ellen and the people that I work with and people that listen in really love the work, and you guys are courageous enough to decide that you're lifelong learners, and that you're not a full-on expert yet at your own life, and you continue to learn and grow. And so I'm grateful for all the people that are supporting me today and buying a book so we can be #1.
Got to have you back in a couple weeks and see if you hit #1. I'm telling you, brother, I'm going to buy you lunch.
You mean when I hit #1?
When you hit #1.
Never use the word if.
Hopefully within 24 hours by the end of the day.
Yeah, I say in the next couple hours
Yeah.
we're going to creep up.
You're at 4 now. You'll hit one by
I
then.
love the cover. I
Yeah.
just, it's an easy read, and your last comment about responsibility is so awesome. I mean, we all need to take responsibility. The author, Alex Urbina, the book, The Inspirational Parent, The Magical Ingredients for Effective Parenting. Alex, God bless you, man.
Thank you so much.
So you're going to get a free lunch. So you're going to be #1. And where do you want to go for lunch?
Well, probably barbecue. How about that?
Barbecue, you got it. All right. Jimmy, you should buy 10 books, give it away,
I will.
and then go in the garage
You
and
got
start
it, Coach.
reading.
Way to corner me.
And
you
then
on
go
the
in the
spot,
garage and start reading it.
Yeah.
Do you have like social media? Are you on Facebook?
Of
Alex
course I am.
Urbina? Yeah,
Absolutely.
Go to Facebook.
He's a modern man.
He is a modern man. Let me go around the room for a second. I woke up. I love to go to McDonald's. That's my favorite restaurant.
Oh, no. Is it that time?
Here we go. Here's what's bugging me
what is
today.
bugging
So
you?
Is this a
I'll-
rant? Are you doing a rant
I
right
want
now?
to let's go right. Alex,
no.
stay for a minute.
All
Stay.
right, all right.
So I go into McDonald's. I always 2 sausage egg McMuffins, 2 hash browns. I love their coffee. I don't know what it is. Seattle's best. I don't know what their coffee.
That probably bugs me worse than anything that you actually go in McDonald's and do that. But go ahead.
So most of the time I check the bag because half the time they put in something else. So today they did put something else. I got that egg white.
Little surprise.
Ah, it's terrible. I couldn't even eat it. The egg white and I don't know what it was, bologna or ham is in there.
Wow.
It's not my egg sausage McMuffin. And
That's not good.
No, and then
I
what
thought
am I-
maybe they were just judging people by the way they looked, and they decide what kind of food you get. This guy needs egg whites, you know.
maybe exactly what
They
happened.
give you what you need, not
Right,
what you want.
right.
Yeah.
Isn't that
It's the opposite
funny?
it's the opposite of Burger King.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah,
funny?
yeah.
Something bugging you today? That you're not #1 yet on Amazon?
No. I can't control it. I can't control anything outside of me. So whether I hit #1 or not is out of my control.
I am so impressed.
And I'm grateful.
1,000 books like in 2 hours. Jimmy, have you ever thought about writing a book?
No,
Your life story. I would
seems
love to
so.
do a movie about
Yeah.
your growing up in Logan,
Yeah.
West Virginia.
Well, maybe we will one day, you know.
Maybe we
I think
will.
everybody should write a book because everyone's story is unique and everyone has
It is.
some powerful breakthroughs that I can learn from everyone. It's just a matter of sitting down and figuring out what they are and then revealing them in a way that is compelling and people just go, man, I needed to hear that. So we can learn from each other and
Absolutely.
we all got a voice and we all got a story. We should all be writing books.
You think you and I had rough starts? Well, you had loving parents. Both of us kind of grew up. Well, both of us didn't have a father in the house. Anyway,
Okay.
his start was unbelievably rough. Little Hollow in Logan. Anyway, he's here. He's one of the most successful people I've ever met in my life. So you want to hear what else is bugging me?
There's 2 things?
I go to CVS Pharmacy
Uh-oh.
just to pick up a couple little things, a little birthday card, nothing
Right.
big, right? There's 5 people in line. How long do you think it took me to get through that 5 people in line? 20 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah, the cashier, really nice lady, had like a 10-minute conversation with everybody.
Well, they're busy.
How was
Yeah.
your day?
They got
Everything
things to
going
do, you know?
okay? I mean, really? Come on.
Well, customer service is a whole nother show, so, but, you know.
But I have a good chapter in here called Patience. You should check it out and read that. And if you read that, you probably get some powerful tips on how to be waiting in line patiently.
How much is this book anyway?
It's $12.99.
And waiting to exhale.
Ellen bought 10 of them.
Uh-oh.
She's going to give them away to all the kids,
All right.
really.
You got
Cody,
a lot of
anything bugging you today? My big producer?
Nothing bugging me today. It's a great
Is
day.
anything? Nothing's
It's a
bugging
good
you?
day today.
Not today. No, today's a great one. I guess
Really?
the heat, the weather. I don't love it, but I can't complain too much.
Whoa. You love the 98 degrees every day?
Do not love. Sorry, I'm gonna go back. I do not love that heat now.
So you told a little fib is what you were saying right there.
I wouldn't say it's bugging me. You know, every
I
day.
can't
the heat's
wait
better.
till our autumn. Well, we don't even get an autumn. We go right into summer, into a hotter spring, right? Did we have a? Yeah, we did have a winter last year.
It
We
doesn't,
did.
for me, it doesn't even matter. It's like, you have long hair, someone or curly hair, they want it straight. You have straight hair, you want it curly. Just enjoy whatever the universe gives you. How about that?
Wow, Mr.
It's
Positive.
hot, hey,
This guy's like Gandhi.
No, listen, when it's cold, we're complaining, right? That it's
right.
not hot. And then when it's hot, we want the cold. So just enjoy what the universe gives you.
That's a
and-
good point.
Yeah.
Quit complaining.
Yeah, if it's hot, go swim. Eat
I'm
ice
gonna be
cream.
swimming
Eat some
this-
ice cream and
I eat ice cream every night. I'll
wear
be in-
some shorts and some.
I'm wearing shorts, eat ice cream, and then I'll be in the pool this afternoon. You can get our podcast. Go to hometownstation.com, hometownstation.com. You can listen to Alex's show on Friday at noon, our show every Tuesday at 1. Just go to hometownstation.com. You can also download the app, which Mr. Picarilla did several months ago, and you can listen to all of the great programming on KHTS.
That's what got me into this mess.
In the App Store. Isn't it a great app? You
It
can,
is.
as soon
It's
as you
awesome.
hit the button, I mean, there's no waiting. The app comes in. Just go in the App Store and put in KHTS 1220 AM.
Just the way an app should.
Elle and I, every Friday at noon, listen to Alex. We actually go to his workshops. We're going to go to another workshop, I think, in the end of September. It is incredible what you've done for this community, and now your new book, The Inspirational Parent, The Magical Ingredients for Effective Parenting. All right, coming up here in our next segment, I've been looking forward to this for like 2 months.
Well, we've been promoting it for 2 weeks. We finally got a hold of this guy, and we're going to have him on the
So
air.
his real name is David Campbell?
No. Mark Campbell,
Mark Campbell.
lead singer with Jack Mack and the Heart Attack.
Yeah.
One of the greatest R&B bands ever of all time.
So I want to
lives here in this community, and we're going to talk to him in about five or 10 minutes. So
I went on YouTube after your birthday party,
Yeah.
and I love his music. Does he sell stuff? I'd buy it.
oh God, yeah, they're huge.
You think
fan.
you would gift me a couple of the CDs?
Oh, we'll get you a couple. We'll take care of you. Don't worry.
Can you? Can
Yeah.
we do that?
Yep.
So
We're going to talk about all their music and all the albums they have out and all the stuff available and what they're doing and where they're going.
Nothing's
where
going
they're
on in your
touring.
life.
My life?
Well, you collect cars.
Yeah.
Alex ought to buy one of your cars.
Yeah, everybody. I'll buy 10 books. You buy a car. How about that?
That's
I like
fair,
that.
Sounds like an even trade,
that's
doesn't
a
it?
fair deal. So nothing's going on. Quiet in your life. Everything's quiet.
Pretty quiet summer. I'm starting to appreciate it more now that
You
I've
get
had
up-
this.
you
I've
get
had
up-
this little talk with Alex. I'm starting to appreciate everything.
A little
more,
lightning
you know?
moment, right?
Yeah,
A lightning moment.
Enlightening
An
moment.
enlightening
Everything you
moment.
said was an enlightening moment.
I appreciate
you know?
that. Thank you,
You know,
guys.
we should all adhere to that a little more.
You read books, though, don't
I
you,
do.
seriously?
I'm reading a couple books right now.
So is Ellen. I read fiction only. What do you read? Fiction, nonfiction?
A little bit of everything.
She's reading Patterson. Is it Steve Patterson?
James Patterson.
She has
Yeah.
2 of his books, and she starts them and she reads them
Yeah.
cover to cover. She's a prolific.
My guilty pleasure is John Grisham. I just finished his new one, so you know.
John Grisham, very famous. Our show's called The Business Life every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. We don't talk about politics because I'm a little on the right and Jimmy's a little on the left. And you're the only lefty that I know that I actually care about, love, would protect. I don't know if I'd take a bullet for you. It'd be close. I might push you to the side and jump out of the way myself.
Wow. Okay, I'll remember that next time we're under fire somewhere.
Well, never mind. We're not getting into politics. Coming up here after the break, our show is called The Business of Life. This guy is a combination of soul music, jazz, R&B,
Blues.
Why-
rock and roll.
Why doesn't he do a concert for us?
Well, he has.
Can you and I promote a concert?
Listen, Jack Mack has played out here numerous times.
Oh, he has?
Mark is a member of the community. Jack Mack and the Heart Attack Band has played out here many times. And, we'll probably see a lot more of them here soon. They may be doing a New Year's Eve show here. I don't want to blow it, but I got word that they may be doing a New Year's Eve
that
show
would
out
be
here soon.
cool. I mean, you're a big promoter. I don't know why you're not promoting something like that.
Well, I am promoting it right now on the radio.
You are?
I'm talking about it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back, hopefully, with Mark Campbell. And we'll see you in a... Don't go anywhere. Do not change this channel. If you want good luck in your life, do not change this channel. And if you want good luck in your life, listen to us every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. The Business of Life.
You worry because your mom and dad aren't as active and are finding it more challenging to live on their own. The answer? A new premier assisted living community opening in Santa Clarita. Oakmont of Santa Clarita, now leasing. Located on Newhall Ranch Road, Oakmont of Santa Clarita, bringing comfort and luxury to assisted living. Your parents can enjoy 5-star amenities and panoramic views in a world-class community. No other assisted living community has this kind of luxury and amenities in our valley. Visit oakmontofsantaclarita.com.
Drugs or alcohol abuse can tear a family apart. In Santa Clarita, just like everywhere else, it's an epidemic. The Way Out
Hello?
Recovery is here to help. Call them
Yeah.
at 296-4444 or visit them on the web at thewayoutrrecoveryscv.com. The Way Out offers outpatient.
Hey, buddy, what's happening?
Adults and family members. The Way Out is
Really good.
caring, professional, and confidential.
Yes, I am. And taking a little break and watching Little League Baseball, man.
Or visit thewayoutrrecoveryscv.com and make an appointment. Asking for help is the first step.
Not this.
Finding the right lawyer can be a challenge, but in Santa Clarita, there's no need to.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, you let me know if you need anything, brother, and I'll get it out to you.
Celebrities, financial institutions, accident victims, real estate developers, realtors, contractors, businesses, nonprofit organizations, and other
Okay.
independent companies with their legal challenges. Mr. Hacker is one of Santa Clarita's leaders.
Oh, yeah.
He's listed as one of our most influential when everything is on the line and you need legal counseling. Visit hackerlawgroup.com.
At the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, safaris depart daily, not only once a month.
No.
Not only is the West
No, I hear you.
crane flies. Every day, daily. So the next time the Daily Grind has you feeling trapped, ask yourself this. Why settle for traffic that moves at a crawl when you can feel the rush of a cheetah racing at 70 miles an hour? Why feed the office lunch deal with your clearly marked leftovers when you can feed a magnificent giraffe? Why listen to your daily indigestion when you can...
Well, I got to tell Jim right now, brother, I want you to know that they called us from up there at the TPC and said, based on one of our members' party, I guess, enthusiasm and excitement from the party that you did here for one of our private members, we would like for you guys to play for us for New Year's Eve. So we're trying to... Yeah. Yeah, well, we're going to try to hammer that out and make it work because it's here in town, and everybody, I'm sure, we loved playing up there for all your people, and we had a blast, man.
Make your next Friday date night at the Vines, and keep every day of your week happy at the Vines Lounge and Patio. Happy hour 4 to 7 p.m. daily, featuring $5 appetizers and drinks. At Advanced Audiology,
Oh, man, it just... God just said, here you go, brother. This is what you get. Mix it with a little whiskey and go down on Bourbon Street and sing all night, and that's what you're going to have for the rest of your life.
A variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign, next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
KHTS.
All our shows, Jimmy, are YouTube, and I'm dancing right now. I've been waiting for this segment for a month, maybe ever since your party. The show's called The Business of Life. The show's literally about nothing, like Congress. We don't accomplish anything. But today, this whole segment, I guarantee you, will be the most entertaining 20 minutes of your lifetime. Who's coming up, Jimmy?
Man, we got a good friend of mine. Mark Campbell is going to be with us here. He's the lead singer with Jack Mack and the Heart Attack. And I got to tell you, this is the real deal. He is the authentic R&B singer. And let me just give you a little background. Mark is, here on The Business of Life, we like to highlight people in our community that have a successful business and a successful life. And Mark is one of those gentlemen. He lives here in the Valley, Santa Clarita Valley. He's a musician. He's been with Jack Mack and the Heart Attack, a band that is known not only around the country but around the world. They tour everywhere. They have a lot of albums. They are probably the best touring R&B band going. So it's our pleasure to welcome to the show today, Mark Campbell. Mark?
Thank you so much, man. I'm going to have to hire you to introduce us everywhere we go, because that was very, very good.
He looks a little like Ed McMahon. So, Mr. Campbell, you could have your own Ed McMahon and go from there. So tell us a little bit about your life. We always like to do the backstory. You grew up from wealthy parents in the Hamptons, and then what happened?
I was born in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, the Atomic City, USA, as everybody knows if they know their history, and was raised down in New Orleans. That affected me musically, without a doubt. Then in 1981, I moved out here and started kind of plying my trade as best I could. Got really blessed with meeting all of the right people in all the right places, as they say. And I fell in with Jack Mack and Heart Attack about, I'm going to say 3 months after I had got my SAG card and had been, just starting to do session work, commercials and TV shows and movie themes and that kind of thing. And then I fell in with this band because we were jamming together with a lot of other groups that I was singing with at the time. When you come out here, a lot of musicians don't realize it, but when you come out here, you got to throw your fish in every pond, or your line in every pond that you pass. So you can work a lot. If you can always be on stage every night, sooner or later, if you've done your work, you will get heard. And so that's what I had to do, basically beat the streets for about 1.5 years, and then things started happening for me. And I love being out here. I've been out here 36 years now. So.
That's cool. And you've been with Jack Mack almost, 30 years or something like that?
A little over. Yeah, I took a little sabbatical in the mid-90s, only because we weren't chasing an album at the time. And so I was missing quite a lot of work back here in Los Angeles. And technically, back then it wasn't, feasible for you had to be in town. You couldn't do it from the road or something like you can now. And so I just took a couple of years off. So you add it all up, it's something like 32, 33 years, something like that.
And I know you do a lot of other things. You do voiceover, you do acting, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. But I want to stay with Jack Mack just for a moment and talk about what you guys are doing and what you've been doing for many years, and that's keeping R&B and the blues alive.
Absolutely.
Which has kind of died out in a lot of areas, but somehow you guys have been able to keep it going, keep the flame alive, and keep that music out in front of people for many years. How do you do that?
Well, the thing that we've really enjoyed lately, especially like in the last 5 years with our last, say, three and a half CDs, is that we've just kind of said, man, let's just, remember what we're about. And we're kind of like the torchbearers, and we've only got a few more decades to slide it in there and keep it in there and pass it on to the other folks. And we have this great publicist named Frank Rozak who brought up a thing that I'll just mention today. I'll steal it from him. Soul, R&B, funk, rhythm and blues, whatever, it's like all of these great labels. But he said, you guys aren't necessarily any of those. Are you a soul band? Yes. Are you an R&B band? Yes. Are you a blues band? Yes. Are you an R&B band? Yes. But you know what you are? You're a fun band. And I kind of dug that. I kind of like it's all music has soul. Are we a roots band from America? You better believe it. We love good R&B, good soul, anything that's just got a heart and pumps. And we also like to have fun. And like, as you know, Jim, we always like to say, shall we dance, shall we dance?
Well, let's dance right now. Can we play Cody a little something? Can we turn it up?
Here we go. That's what we're talking about.
Here we go.
Let everyone change. And somewhere out there, your destiny waits. But time just don't care. No matter how hard you
voice right there, Mark. That's what we're talking about. And I can testify firsthand that we had these guys up at my 60th birthday party last month, and they just tore the roof off the place. People are still talking about it.
I'm still dancing to his stuff. I went on YouTube and looked at every video he's ever done. I mean, I can't get him out of my mind.
It's awesome, man, and it's fun to turn people on to good music. You know, if you don't have any music by Jack Mack, get out there. There's a lot of music out there. They got a new record, or their latest record, I should say, Back to the Shack. That is one great album. Before that, they had Looking Up. They have an album called Soul Meeting. Just go to jackmack.com and check it out. Read about these guys, put your order in for their music, and hopefully see them somewhere close to you in a live venue, because you do not see a band like this too often in live venues. Although we got a new venue coming up out here. The Canyon Club is opening up here in town. And Jack Mack and the Heart Attack have played that venue many times.
When's it opening?
We're hoping they'll play out here soon. It's opening in the fall over at the mall. So
all right.
yeah.
So do your friends call you Jack, Mark? What are people that you know that are close? What do they call you?
Well, I answer to Jack all the time. I mean, it's just kind of like, after 33 years, like I said, of course, if somebody yells Jack across the room, I'm going to turn my head. But I am Mark. I mean, I'm Mark Campbell. I took the place of Max Carl, who was the first lead singer. But, we've all laughed and said, Jack is a permanent name of ours. It's not a nickname. All us guys that stand up in front, of course they're going to think we're Jack. And that's fine with us. It's a proud name to have, man.
Now Mark, obviously you're a great R&B singer, but you're also a voice actor and also an actor. And today, actually, we have you. He's calling in from the studio right now. He's doing a voiceover session. He's taking a few minutes out just to give us a call. Tell us about some of that work and what you do, and how would we know you from there?
Well, there's a station called DIY what I'm working on right now, and I'm looking at right now. The Do-It-Yourself Network, and there's this company out of Australia. A gentleman named Greg Quayle, and he kind of has the corner on all of these flip and move, which is basically a renovation. You buy a house very cheap, you move it to a new location, and then you go in and refurbish it and then sell it for a nice little profit. And there's Texas flip and move, Louisiana flip and move, Vegas flip and move, Atlanta flip and move, Nashville flip and move.
Vegas. Yeah, we watch them all.
I'm the voice for the Louisiana.
Oh my goodness, for the Louisiana one.
I get to call up on my old, I get to call up on my old kind of haunts and bring them that New Orleans voice up that.
New Orleans. So, what's the exact pronunciation? Is it New Orleans?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not. Okay, so everybody can get this in their head. It is not Nolans. Nolans is something that they put on the front of a T-shirt to sell it. And we all kind of get perturbed at that. But there's so many neighborhoods, kind of like the boroughs in New York, There's so many neighborhoods that 10 blocks away from where you are, they'll say New Orleans different than you do. And it's legit. Like, I even say New Orleans sometimes. Because if you're over in the Irish Channel, you're going to say New Orleans. But and it's basically like new and then new word, ALLYUNS. And then some people say New Orleans. Some people say New Orleans. And that's just the best way. If you want to just feel comfortable, just call it New Orleans.
Now, Mark Campbell, we're talking to Mark Campbell. Go ahead. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, unless to the great Louis Armstrong and Fats Domino, if you're singing it in a song, then you have the power to call it New Orleans. Any other time, do not call it New Orleans.
Great tip. Thank you.
You bet.
Do you write your own music, or do you a number of these songs that Jimmy Piccirillo were talking about? Do you write any of this music?
Yeah, the last few, Andrew Kastner, the guitar player, Billy Bergman, saxophonist, and I have written almost all of the last three. We get some great stuff from good friends of ours, Jeff Parrish, the keyboardist and songwriter, wonderful guy. Andrew has friends that he works with and brings songs into us. And then we're working on a new one right now, and we just brought in blues male vocalist for the last couple of years, Curtis Salgado, and we're writing with him for this next one. But yeah, we do. Billy and Andrew and I.
Now I'm going to give you a tip for the day. It's worth about a half a penny, but I think maybe it could turn into some. Fire everybody, hire me. Let's do hip hop together. You would be great doing hip hop, Mark. Come on, man. Yeah. Are you kidding me with that voice? Hip hop, baby.
Oh my
That's
God.
your future. Don't laugh. That's your future.
I'll take that over. I'll pass that by the boys.
Can we play something? We play something else? Coming up right here, the show is called The Business Life every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Our very special guest today lives right here in Santa Clarita, Mark Campbell with Jack Mack and the Heart Attack. Here's something that he just did.
Take off the chain. You know you want it, so there's no need to hide. Heaven's waiting if you let me.
If you want to book Jack Mack, just call the Coach Ron Tunick booking services.
Coach has changed his profession all of a sudden. Hey, that's off of Back to the Shack. And Mark, tell us about that album. It's your latest release, and awesome players on that. Some really famous musicians and quality world-class musicians.
We brought in. Once a Macker, always a Macker. Tony Braunegal was our drummer for about 3 years. The great, Etta James, Bonnie Raitt, Robert Craig, Kev Moe. I mean, this guy's played with everybody in the world. And he's now a producer, does a lot of work down in Nashville, down in Austin, down in Houston, and traveled the world, Anyway, we brought him in. We brought in Mike Finnegan, singer, keyboard player with Bonnie Raitt, Hammond organ player extraordinaire.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Mike and I are old friends, as well as Tony and I, and exactly, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And Mike and Tony came in to work on this project with us, and we all got together, and we were bringing in a whole lot of folks from the Memphis area and stuff, not to play on the album, but kind of in business, booking agents, things like that. That's where we got Frank. And so we were kind of like talking about, signing up with Piedmont Talent, our booking agent. And so we all met down in Memphis, and but we knew we were going to be heading that direction, and we wanted to catch everyone's ear and eye. So we just slid our style of West Coast R&B horn music, Tower of Power, Huey Lewis, that kind of bag that everybody out here on the West Coast was used to in the 80s and 90s from us. We just slid it a little more back to our roots, and a cool idea was like, let's go back to the shack. And we'd had that, like the blues shack, the juke joints of Mississippi and Tennessee and stuff like that. And we had that kind of thought in our mind on the previous two CDs that you mentioned, Looking Up and Soul Meeting. And so it was just a slide little more towards blues and bring in all of the people that we were raised on way back in the day, like Elmore James, T-Bone Walker, Howlin' Wolf, all of that. And we just wanted to kind of slide it into what we would do. And then we wrote those songs, and 9 out of 10 songs we wrote, and the other one, of course, we had always wanted to do a male version of Ain't No Way by Aretha Franklin. Her sister wrote that one. And so we did it on this album. But we also kind of threw in kind of just a couple of things. I've never been one for philosophy rock. I'm all about party, enjoy yourselves, forget your cares, come on out, dance, have a good time, forget everything at home, forget everything in the news. But we have a couple of message songs in there that we, as you get older, brother, you have to leave a little something for the children, as they say.
There you go.
As they say. It's KHTS from Alaska to Atlanta, from New Orleans to Quebec, Canada. The show is called The Business Life. You can go on hometownstation.com. And today's show, if you want to listen to the show, tonight it'll be podcast. Just go to Hometown Station Podcast, look for The Business of Life, and you can hear this wonderful show. Are we going to play another little ditty here? Which one are we playing here, Jimmy? Do you
Let's
know?
hit Bad Habit there.
Ooh, Bad Habit.
Let's hit him with a little bit of that.
You read my mind.
Some come up, I want it sweet and black. Too much of a good thing, I'm right back in the sack. Sun go down, she's still around. Gotta get my fix, baby can't lay now. Sometimes the thing you want so much.
Whew, Bad Habit. Love it, love it, love it. Mark, we're going to get ready to go to commercial here, but before we do, tell us a little bit about what Jack Mac's doing now. Where can we see you guys? What's coming up?
Well, we just got back from up in the Sierras, so we're taking this week off, and then next week we're going to rehearsals, and then on the 24th out in Thousand Oaks at Bogies, we're going to have a blast out there. So we've got some surprises coming up with some friends coming down to play with us, and won't mention that right now, but Bogies out in Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village
Great
area.
venue. I've been there many times.
Yeah, and then we go to Vegas for the big blues benders, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Or it might be 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. I think it's that. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of that week. Right down in town, in Old Town, not on the Strip, down at the Plaza Hotel in the old blues section of Vegas. Actually, there is such a place. And so we're playing down there, and we're staying in the Nugget. So.
When are you, I'm going to Vegas. What's the dates in Vegas?
Oh, we're playing actually the 9th. It's the Saturday
Of September.
It's, the 9th of September.
Gotcha.
90-minute show. But we're there with like Dr. John and Tab Benoit and Curtis Salgado and Walter Trout, and I mean it's a heavy lineup, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, we've been using Dr. John as our open here on the Business of Life.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mark, listen, thank you very much. Please say hi to your buddy Andrew Kastner there at Jack Mac, and stay in touch with us. Let us know what you guys are doing. I do know you mentioned there might be a show out here on New Year's Eve. We will be all over that and make sure everybody knows about that once that's confirmed. So take care of yourself, and thank you very much for being on the show, and thanks for keeping the music alive.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you so much.
All right, buddy.
Wow.
All right, brother.
Wow. I just love this dude. I love his music.
I'm telling y'all, bad habit. Woo, can't get enough. No. Can't get enough. Why's it gotta be so hard to see? She might not be the best thing for me. She's exactly what I need. Bad habit, bad habit. She's messing you up, my friends all say. Gotta call the doctor, come right away. Fever rising.
All right, we'll be right back. We're going to finish up. Jimmy and I are thinking about doing like a Blues Brothers thing. We'll talk about that when we come back. We've got no talent, but maybe that'll work today. We'll be right back. The Business of Life on KHTS 1220 a.m. every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. We have great guests, as you just heard in these last two segments. Don't you go anywhere, because we're going to tell you something, share something with you that just might get your dandruff up. We'll be right back.
Little Eye Leaders is the newest preschool in the Santa Clarita Valley. At Little Eye Leaders, our outstanding teachers lead with intellect, perspective, and heart. That means our programs provide a warm, nurturing atmosphere to meet the unique needs of each child. We believe that play is a powerful form of learning for young children. That's why our kids have every opportunity to learn through the magic and excitement of play. Parents, schedule a tour today by calling 303-0400 or online at littleeyeleaders.org.
What's the perfect way to end the weekend? Sunday brunch at Salt Creek Grill, of course. Wind down with delectable dishes off Salt Creek's award-winning menu and enjoy a glass of champagne, because after all, you deserve it. Make Sunday brunch at Salt Creek Grill a new tradition with your family and friends. Salt Creek Grill in Valencia on Town Center Drive in front of the movie theater. For reservations, 222-9999 or go online to saltcreekgrill.com.
This is Alex Urbina, your local life coach, radio personality, and as of today, officially author of The Inspirational Parent. The Inspirational Parent is a book promoting conscious parenting and healthy relationships. If you're yearning for extraordinary relationships with your children and your family, you need a copy of my new book. Buy the book today on Amazon.com, email me your receipt, and I'll give you a free ebook. Email me at theinspirationalparent@gmail.com.
Hometown.
Traffic report, simple news, weather, and lots of music. They pretty much play everything.
Your hometown station.
Quick hits.
Quick hits. Well, let me. Where do we get this quick hits? So
Quick hits.
Yeah, quick hits. So let's take a minute on every subject. So millennials can't afford to buy their own houses. Guess who's buying them for?
Us.
Us.
Yeah.
Mommy
Here we
and
go on
dad,
millennials again. Those
Mommy
poor
and
millennials.
Daddy are buying their houses. I bought my own house. I
Yeah.
scraped together $3,000,
Yeah.
but that's when houses were $28,000,
Yeah, I know.
$25,000.
It's hard to get that kind of dough together now for a down payment, but and housing prices are just skyrocketing across the country.
Unbelievable.
Especially here where we live.
Why? I don't get it. Have you ever been to Oklahoma?
Supply and
Texas?
demand.
There's open
Supply and-
land.
well, I guess
Get out of
there,
here
yeah,
and
yeah.
move to Oklahoma and I don't get it. Move.
Well, what are you going to do for a living in those cities? You know, everything's
Get into social media. Make money online.
That's true. You can almost do a business from anywhere nowadays, really.
You really can.
Yeah.
I mean, don't make any excuses. Just get
Yeah,
the heck out of here. I've told my kids that. The minute's up. We didn't
I
accomplish
didn't hear the
anything.
bell.
Oh, we need a bell.
What?
Yeah. We need a bell.
All right, second quick hit. What do you got? Quick hits.
Quick hits. Adrian Gonzalez.
Quick
Yeah.
hits.
Is that quick hits? Yeah. Adrian
All
Gonzalez.
right, we need to rehearse that a little, but I think we're getting there.
Let's rehearse it.
All right, Adrian Gonzalez. What?
Do you know anything about baseball or the
Zero.
Dodgers?
Neil.
Are you serious?
Other than they're winning.
They're breaking all records.
Good
so
for him.
Adrian's been on the disabled list for like the whole season.
Right.
He is like a professional hitter. He's one of my favorite Dodgers of all time. And he's going to come back probably as a pinch hit. You don't even care, so let's talk about baseball. What about football? Where's the quick hits?
Colin Kaepernick. How about that? That guy.
So every week we talk about Colin. Right now he's got no job. Nobody wants him.
Yeah.
But
What do you think about that? Is that good, bad?
Now, here's where some of my conservatism comes out.
Right.
I don't think he should ever be hired again. Would you allow somebody on your time to kneel down and disrespect the flag of the United States of America?
I don't know that that's exactly what he was doing. My argument would be, but it's okay to be busted for drugs or murder or other crimes that I find just as offensive. I mean, surely.
I mean, if it wasn't for our wonderful country,
I agree.
Okay, thank you.
I agree on that.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. So
here's what I'm amazed at.
Yeah.
You know, football team. Most of these teams are very greedy. I'm surprised they mostly they do what's best for the team. You know, if the guy, they don't care what the guy has done.
Well, I mean, come on. The NFL is big business, so I don't think you want to bring somebody into your big business.
Well, obviously they don't, and they haven't, and looks like they won't. So
we're done with that. American Idol's coming back.
Oh, thank God.
Well, you say that in a nasty way. I loved American Idol for the first few years.
I never watched it.
Seriously?
I worked. I did a lot of promos and stuff on it. Made a little money on it, but I never watched it.
Yeah, but
it doesn't appeal to me. You know what appeals to me? The kind of guy we just had on the air 5 minutes ago. The real deal, real music, made by real musicians. But hey, what do I know?
Carrie Underwood's not a real musician.
She is. It's definitely launched some people into the world.
So what do you watch? What do you watch on television? I mean, seriously? Can you? Admit,
very, very little.
You don't.
Network TV.
I don't watch any.
Hate to say
I don't watch any television. It's embarrassing. People talk about show. I don't even.
I watch Netflix. A lot of Showtime. Love Ray Donovan. Ray Donovan's back on the air.
That's the one. You told me about Ray Donovan. You've told me about the Defiant Ones, which I watched. I got hooked on the Defiant ones. And I got hooked on.
I can't watch Survivor. I can't watch American Idol. I can't watch, any of that kind of mindless stuff that just takes up
When
space.
you hear the bell, that means that 1 minute is up. So we don't do politics on the show, but I just got to say this. A study came out yesterday. Only the respect is a big thing.
Yeah.
People love and respect Jim Piccirillo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get respect. KHTS has great respect. Think about it. KHTS won the best community radio station in the state of California.
Wow.
How good is that?
That's awesome.
You can listen on hometownstation.com. Congress, do you know what the level of respect is for Congress? Do you know, Cody?
Don't know. No.
10%. 10% of the American
So
public.
why do you keep electing these same people
I
over
don't.
and over?
I don't. In fact,
Like, get
I'm
these
going to
people out
announce
of
right
here.
now I want to run for Congress. I'm
Yeah.
announcing on KHTS right
Okay,
now.
all right, good.
I want to run for Congress.
Right. Whose seat you taking?
Steve Knight.
Oh, okay.
Who is he?
You've got kind of a beef with him anyway, don't you? Now, are you going to answer people's letters and take phone calls?
Absolutely, he does.
Hold
it.
town meetings and actually
when his
show up?
when his office is, I'll call you back. We'll look into it. Yeah, we're not accomplishing.
Quick hits.
Quick hits. We're not accomplishing anything. Now,
random thoughts.
New cars that are coming out. You're in the car business, okay? You're in a
I
lot of businesses. You're a big entertainment mogul.
Yeah.
That's where you get your money.
Right.
But you have this little hobby of collecting
I do.
cars.
It's more like an addiction.
What's
Yeah,
the
go
one
ahead.
car that has the best value? We should talk about cars next week.
Yeah.
What's the best car? Will you do your homework on this?
Sure.
The Hyundai, made in Korea.
Wouldn't buy one.
Oh my God! When's the 1 minute up? Can you hit the bell? You wouldn't. All right. Next week, you better come in here and tell us
you
why.
asked me about one car. You
it
asked me
seems
about
that-
one car. What
I
am
have
supposed
friends
to
that
say?
buy that car, and they say it's a tremendous car.
It could be a good value. I don't know.
Well, do you think Toyota has good value?
Very well made car, so I wouldn't buy one.
Oh my God, you are a little spoiled brat. Just because he's got a Bentley. Look out the window. He's got his driver. Look at there's the driver and the Bentley sitting out
Yeah, right
front.
next to your motorhome.
Oh, that's not my motorhome.
Yeah, it is.
That's Alex Urbina's motorhome, I
Like
think.
Will Smith out there, man.
Can you imagine Alex Urbina is book number one? Gonna
Yeah.
be number one by the end of the day.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think my book was
That's
in
quite
the,
an accomplishment.
my book got in the top
Well, you've
10.
written 2 or 3 books,
I
haven't you?
wrote 4 books.
Four
and
books.
My next book's coming out called How to Get Lucky in Life.
Yeah.
One of these
Well, where did it get on the Amazon chart? What?
probably in the top 10,000.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think anybody buys it because my books are too expensive.
Yeah.
$500 a copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only sold one.
Wow.
And
Thank you, Ellen.
my wife.
Wait, she buys 10 of Alex's books. She only buys 1 of yours. What's going
My
on?
wife wouldn't buy any of my stuff. Are you kidding me? She's sick and tired of hearing about me. Show's called The Business Life. Yeah, that's the 1 minute quick bits, quick something every
hits.
Tuesday at
Quick hits.
Quick Hits every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Next week, I'm trying to get them on the show. We're going to talk about something Jim and I have to deal with almost every day of our life. That's chronic pain. So if you have chronic pain out there, set your calendar for Tuesday next week, the 15th, at 1 o'clock, and we will try to entertain you, inform you, and maybe make a little bit more of a serious show because
We'll
both
go
of
through
us-
all of our elements. That should take up an hour. Just, you get 30 minutes and I get 30.
Boy,
to
can
just
we-
go down the list.
We can really
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it. Thanks for tuning in. Great show today on KHTS 1220 AM. You can listen on hometownstation.com.